All the glory, all the praise goes to the Father, Yahweh, Son Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, the 7 archangels, and the 400 million assigned angels. Barakatah, favor and peace, hallelujah. King YAH'S on it. King YAH'S, aka YAH'S, again on the so-called Friday, September 30th, the last day of September, because on the 30 days of this so-called calendar month, 2020, so-called 2022. And all the glory praise to Yahweh. And you see the title, the Leviticus, the whole chapter 11. I know the moment y'all been waiting for, and the moment I've been waiting for as well. Leviticus the whole chapter 11 and stuff like that. Before I get started, don't mind the Tyler Perry picture and stuff like that. He took Satan over and sold his soul as well a long time ago, and he claimed he a man of Yahweh, but really he's a man of God and stuff. And he's correct, because God is the Baphomet, Satan, Lucifer, the giant, Bigfoot, Morning Star, Diablo and stuff, Samuel, the demigod, and Lucy and stuff like that. So before we get started, like I said, Tyler Perry sold so long time that they playing the granddaddy of Medea and stuff, playing the granddaddy of Medea on that picture of the avatar, the Leviticus 11. I say hell nah. I'm saying hell nah. Not the picture say hell nah too, but some people don't know Tyler Perry sold his soul. He's a part of the Boule. He's high up in the Boule. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and plus he got a concentration camp in some part of Atlanta, Georgia, and a little land with a concentration camp owned by Tyler Perry himself and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna get into Tyler Perry too long and stuff like that. And yeah. We're gonna get to the scriptures and stuff. Hold on just a second. Hold on just for a second. Hold on. Before I get to the scriptures, let me see. Hold on just for a minute. Israel. I'll be right back. Hello again, family. Hold on again. Give me about 2 minutes. Hold on, just a second. 2 minutes. All right, family, I'm back now. Okay. I know it took a while. Just bear with me for a minute. Okay, now let's go straight to the scriptures. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spoken unto Moses and to Aaron said unto them, that's verse 1, let's go to verse 2. He spoke unto, this is the Lord Yahweh speaking unto the children of Israel, the Yahweh telling Moses and to Aaron to speak to the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the planet. That's verse 2. Let's go to verse 3. Whatsoever part of the hoof, let's see the hoof means. Let's go to the Stronghold Dictionary. And stuff. Hold on, give it a second. Hoof on an animal. Okay, hold on. The hoof on the animal. Oh, okay. The hoof on the animal is a horse leg. That's the hoof. That's the hoof on the horse leg. Not the horse toe. The hard cover. Yeah, the horse toe. Okay. The horse. Whatsoever the pardon. I hope I don't get cut off. Whatsoever pardon the hoof. That's the horse. That's the horse toe. And the coupling feet, yeah, and chew the craw amongst the beasts that shall ye eat. You can eat the horse toe, I believe. That's what it's saying. Animal on the toe. Let's go. Yeah, the leg, the toe. You can The Most High say you can eat that. That's you shall eat. That's verse 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall not eat from the chew of the divider of the hoof. That's the camel. That means the feet, because you chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. So don't eat. So my bad. Forgive me, Yahweh. That means don't eat the foot. Don't eat the hoof. The horse's toe and the camel toe. Don't eat. You can't eat. That's unclean. You shouldn't eat that. That's in verse 3, and it complement verse 4. Verse 4 complement verse 3. So that's in parables and stuff like that. We read verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. I can read it again. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speaking unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the planet, whatsoever pardon the hoof. That's the horse. Again, that's the horse toes, and the covenant feet. Yeah, the feet and the toes, and the chew and the craw among the beasts that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, thou shalt not eat of them that chew the chew of the craw, and them that divide in the hoof, as the camel and the horses too. But it ain't talking about the camel, but it's the horse as well. But he chewed the crow, but divide not the hoof. He is unclean unto eat. So you shouldn't eat the horse's feet or the camel's feet and toe. You shouldn't eat the horse's toe and the camel toe. We read verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. Let's go to verse 5. It's unclean food now. Let's go to verse 5 when we say you shouldn't eat this is long other day. So we're gonna go to verse 5 in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 5. We read verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, verse 4. Let's go to verse 5. And the quantities, let's go to the stronghold. Let's go to the quantity. Hope I don't get cut off. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let's go back to that. Oh, a rabbit. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is easy. And the quantity, because he chewed the crow, but divide not the who, he is unclean unto you. The quantity means the rabbit. You shouldn't eat no rabbits. Let's continue. In verse 6. And the he, because he chewed the crow, but divide not the who, he is unclean. You shouldn't eat anything of a rabbit. That's easy. Let's go to verse 7 in Leviticus chapter 11. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be copula feeded, yet he chew not the cuba, he is unclean. I think the swine is the fish, I believe. That's the fish. Let's see. A pig. Okay. I don't know why I said fish. I should have known that. Swine means a fish. In verse 7 in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7, and the swine, that means pig, do he divide the hoof, and he be cobra feeded, yet he chew not the coo, he is unclean to eat. You shouldn't eat a pig. Let's go to verse 8 in Leviticus chapter 11. Okay, let's go to verse 8. Of the flesh shall he not eat, and their congal should not touch. They are unclean to you. That means they're talking about the pig again. In verse 8, that's in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 8. You can't eat anything off a pig. That means pork. That means bologna, hot dogs. Well, actually, bacon and bologna and stuff. That's unclean. Let's go to verse 9. There should ye eat of all the waters, therefore, it's about the fish and stuff, whatsoever ye fiend and scatter the water in the sea and the river, them shall ye eat. You can eat fish. That's what it basically means. That's easy to find out. Fins and scalps. Fins and scalps. There we go. Fins and scalps. Let's see. I get that. Let's see. Yeah, you can eat fish. That's fish right there. Israelites ate fish. That's the main meat we ate every day is fish. We didn't eat we eat chicken too, but mostly fish because it cleanses our body and stuff. And it's chicken is protein, but fish you can eat every day as meats and stuff. But vegans say you can't eat meats because they said meat is high in purity. Only thing meat is high in purity for real is beef. But that's fish we're talking about in the seed. Though the first night we'll read it over again. These shall ye eat all this clean food, I believe. It's going to get into the clean food. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever he the fiends in the scattered scales in the water and in the sea and in the river, them shall you eat. You can eat fish. Don't eat catfish. Don't eat tilapia. Don't eat fish eyes and catfish and tilapia and you shouldn't supposed to eat fish on the bone. You shouldn't eat fish on the bone either. Let's go to verse 10. And all that have not fins and the sea and the rivers of all and the moves of the water of any living thing which is the water shall be abomination unto you. So that means don't eat catfish, don't eat oysters. You ain't think I knew that, didn't it? Don't eat catfish, oysters, and tilapia, man-made stuff, and fish eyes, and what's that other sushi and shit like that. And that's an abomination. We shouldn't eat that. I don't eat none of that shit anyway. I don't eat catfish. Catfish ain't got no good taste in my mouth. And oysters, I never eat an oyster. I don't eat a fish eyeball, and fish tail, and all that shit. No. And I definitely won't eat no goddamn tilapia and no damn what's that? I just said it. I just said it. And sushi. I definitely won't never eat no fucking sushi. Yes. Let's go to chapter 11, verse 11 in Leviticus. They shall be even an abomination unto you. ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their caught there is abomination. So that means you shouldn't eat a fish, raw fish. You shouldn't eat raw fish. That's what it basically saying and stuff. I ain't trying to rush it for real, but I basically know what this is. That's the fish. That means you can't eat a raw fish. You can't eat a hoof. You can't eat catfish and stuff, but you can eat fish and stuff. But you got to cook it properly and stuff, and prepare it properly and stuff like that. We read verse 11. I can read it again. As shall be evil and abomination unto you, ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass in abomination. So it's abomination to eat all that stuff. Yahweh said this, not me. Yahweh said this. Get mad at Yahweh, take it up with Yahweh, and I'm sure he ain't gonna answer you because you're an ignorant ass son of a gun. So let's get to verse 12. Whatsoever ye no fins or scales in the water, that should be abomination unto you. People that eat pork and seafood all the time, going to the Long John Silvers, Joe Crabs, all the crab legs, the shrimps, the goddamn the lobsters, the goddamn roach seafood, the goddamn octopus and all that bullshit from the damn Chinese buffets and shit. I ain't ate a Chinese buffet a long time. The last time I ever ate a Chinese buffet, I ate some fries. But before that, I had got sick off that shit, off that Chinese buffet and shit. I stopped eating that shit. So let's go to verse 13, I believe. Yeah, 13. Yeah, God, whatsoever he should not feed on the scabs of the water should be abundant. Yeah, to you. Yeah. So if you eat that stuff, it's an abomination. This is the Most High word, not Yah vessel word. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Yahweh. And these, this verse 13, and these are they which ye shall have in abomination above the flows. They shall not abomination above the flies. The flows, and they shall not be eaten. They are an abomination in the eagles and the orphan and the offspring. We're gonna look that up. We're gonna look orphans up and offspring. Hold on, give it a second. Give it a second. We live, baby. We are live. You shouldn't eat a bird. That's a bird. Egg and a bird. When they have roosters and stuff, the scripture said you should eat bird. You can eat a bird. You can eat a rooster and chickens and stuff. You can eat you can eat all type of good food. It said it's abomination amongst the flung. Yeah, you trying to eat a bird, not eat a rooster, not a bird. You shouldn't eat a bird, but you eat a rooster. That should not be eaten. The rooster should. The rooster should be eaten, but not the bird should be eaten. And the eagles should not be eaten and stuff. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Getting in and stuff. Okay. The flow is versus chicken. Hold on. You shouldn't eat a bird, not a bird, but you can eat a bird of a chicken. Chicken, when they call chicken bird, them damn wings and stuff, that's a chicken. And stuff like that. It says you shouldn't eat a bird, but you can eat a chicken. And let's see with the eagle, you shouldn't eat an eagle. That's a course. You shouldn't eat an eagle. And you shouldn't eat a let's see what the hell this is. OSS. Let's look this up for a minute. I don't want to mislead nobody, anything like that. Let's see. There we go. Does orphan mean you shouldn't eat a old animal like you shouldn't eat an old bird. You can eat a young. You can eat a young. It's an unclean bird. The osfang. You shouldn't eat an unclean bird. That's what that means. And we're gonna go to this other word, osprey. Osprey. Let's look that up. Hold on just a second. Okay, let's eat that. An osprey. Oh no. One S. An osprey is a bird or another bird. It's a hawk. You shouldn't eat the osprey is a hawk. You shouldn't eat a hawk at all. That's unclean and that's an abomination. Anybody caught eating with at this time anyway, getting caught with a old bird or a hawk or a crow or a rooster. I mean, not a crow or a raven. It's unclean and it's an abomination. Automatic abomination. Let's go to verse 14. And the venters and the kit after his kind. Let's see the venters. Oh, let's see venters mean. Let's go to venters. Animal. Okay. The venter is that's the eagle, I believe. Yeah, that's a bird or a goose wine. You shouldn't eat a vulture. That means you shouldn't eat a vulture. You shouldn't eat a vulture. A long vulture, that's a bird. You shouldn't eat any kind of birds. I think I broke that down. You shouldn't eat nothing of a bird, not to keep the kite after his kind. That means the wings or anything like a bird, a big old bird, young bird, or any type of bird. You shouldn't eat it. That's unclean. Let's go to verse 15 and Leviticus chapter 11. Every raven after his kind, I just said raven. You shouldn't eat a raven. Verse 16, and the owl, you shouldn't eat an owl. And the night hawk, you shouldn't eat a hawk. See, the scripture complement itself with the osprey and the orphan. It complements itself. It tells you the answer right there in verse. You go to 13. You got to go, if you're trying to read the 16, 15, you got to go all the way back to 13. And 13 is spray, which you should eat, which is a eagle, raven, crows, hawks. You shouldn't, like I said, the owls. You shouldn't eat any type of owls. And the night hawks. You shouldn't eat a night hawk. And the crack on. I think that's a crow, I believe. Let's break that down. Let's go to the strongholds. That's a crow, I believe. Hold on, let's see. I think that's a crow. Oh, it's another type of bird. You shouldn't eat that. You shouldn't eat that either. A grayish bird. Okay, I seen them grayish bird. That's what a cocker mean. That gray bird. I seen a gray bird before. You shouldn't eat that. You shouldn't eat that hawk after its kind. You shouldn't eat any of that. And the little. Let's go to verse 17. And the little owl. You shouldn't eat any type of owl. Little, great. Okay, and the corn red. Let me see what corn red means. Let's look that up. Okay. Corn man. There we go. That might be another bird. Oh yeah. A corn red is a bird like that type of bird too. You shouldn't eat that type of bird. The black and white bird. You shouldn't eat that either. And a great owl. You shouldn't eat any type of owl, like I said. And the swine. Let's go to verse 18. Let's go. The swine. Swine. Oh, the white tall bird. You shouldn't eat that. And the swine and the peagaloo. Oh, the peagaloo. That might be another type of bird. I said you shouldn't eat any type of bird. Shouldn't eat any type of bird. Oh, that's a hold on. Let's see. It's a bird, ain't it? Yeah. The pecan, the pelican. That's a large water bird that be in the water. You shouldn't eat that. And the gill eagle. That's a the gill eagle. That's a different kind of color eagle, I believe. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Oh, them little small looking, white looking birds. You shouldn't eat that either. Cause Egypt they had it in Masra, what they call Egypt. Let's go to verse 19. And the stork. Okay, let's go to stork. These are unclean food right now. Most of the shit is unclean. The unclean food we're talking about right now. That's another legged bird. You shouldn't eat that. That's in third world countries. The stork and the heron of hurricane and the lopia and the bat. Oh, you shouldn't eat none of this shit here. You shouldn't eat none of this shit here. That's another bird, ain't it? Oh, I see it. Long-legged birds, them little bitty, big, small birds. You shouldn't eat that. That's a heron. And after hurricane and the lapwing, there must be another bird. Oh, them black and white birds. I be seeing that every now and then too. Them black and white striping birds. You shouldn't eat them striping birds either. And hurricane and the black bean and the bat. You shouldn't eat a bat. You shouldn't eat any type of animal that flies in the sky. When it's danger or they having fun or not. You shouldn't eat any one of them animals. We read Leviticus 11 already. We're in chapter 19. We're in chapter 29. All flaws that's creeps going upon all four shall be an abomination unto you. So I ain't got to look at that. That's all. Like I said, I just broke it down. All the animals that flies in the sky, all type of birds, all type of eagles, all type of owls, you shouldn't eat it. That's unclean. And that's abomination unto you that eats that stuff. Well, I'm going to shoot and hunt so I can eat them hunters and stuff. Always got to eat some type of food because you're hungry. And because you just a greedy bastard like that. Let's go to verse 21. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creepy thing that grows upon all four, which have legs above their feet. Yeah, they have legs above their feet and fly and leap within upon the planet. Yeah, I explained that already. Let's go to verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat the locusts after his kind, and the bald locusts after his kind, and the beetles after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Let's see. Okay. No. Then it going to 23. Let's go to 23. I read 23. Even these of them you may eat the locusts after his kind, and the bald locusts after his kind, and the beetles after his kind, and the grasshoppers after his kind, grasshoppers and grasshoppers and locusts and stuff, and bald locusts and stuff. You shouldn't eat that kind and stuff like that. Let's look it up. I don't want to mislead nobody. Hold on just a second. Give me a second. For real, give me a second. Okay, we in 30 minutes in already. We seen the back. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, we in verse 22. Locusts. Probably incest. Probably some incest. Yeah, the locusts. I seen that before. Okay, you shouldn't eat that. No. You shouldn't eat that. Incest. Yeah, you shouldn't eat all locusts. You shouldn't eat incest. You shouldn't eat any type of incest. Not any time. Any type of incest. Let's see, the beetles. I mean, yeah. If I seen them before or not, come on. Stop. No. Is that an animal? It said, hold on, it said something funny. Yeah, the beaters and stuff, them little bit of things that like they bite you like a motherfucker for real. You shouldn't eat that. It said you shall eat. I think it said, no, it's abomination. Hold on. And grasshopper. I know a grasshopper. I see them a lot. I see them a lot. Yeah, grasshoppers. I think it on the 23 said, but all other you may eat. It said, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be abomination to you. Verse 24, and for these ye shall be unclean, whatsoever touch the carder of them shall be unclean until the even. So you shouldn't eat none of insect, like I just said. Let's go to verse 25. And whosoever bear ye of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. So you wash your clothes when the insects get on your clothes and stuff like that. You get on your clothes and all that stuff, you should wash your clothes. Let's go to verse 26. The carcass of every beast was divided the hoof and not the calf feet. They mean the feet and the toes. And chew the carb, you shouldn't eat it. It's unclean until you try to chew it and stuff. Let's continue. Unclean unto you. Everyone that touches them should be unclean. So if you touch a grasshopper and stuff, you should wash your hands or take a shower and stuff like that, because it's an unclean animal. Let's go to verse 27. And whatsoever goes upon the paws among all the manner of beasts that go in all 4 of those unclean unto you, which touch the collar should be unclean unto the even. Talking about you that touch it is unclean. So you shouldn't eat it or touch it unless you got some rag or something to touch it, or just run them away. Verse 28, and he that bear the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening, and they are clean unto you. See, I told you, go wash clothes. If any of them insects come in your clothes, consider unclean. Wash your clothes, wipe it off a little bit, wash clothes, and like I said, I just said a few minutes ago, but I repeated it myself, so it's all good. Let's go to verse 29 in Leviticus chapter 11. Verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creepy things that creep upon the planet, the weasel. Oh, rats and stuff. Oh Lord, we getting the heart of the matter. A weasel. Okay, a weasel. Okay, that was verse 29. These shall be unclean. Yeah, that verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you amongst the creepy thing that creep upon the planet, the weasel. And let's continue. The mouse and the tortoise up after his kind. I'm talking about the rats. We got the weasel. We got the weasel. We got the weasel. We got the mouse. We got the mouse, a little bit of mouse, rats and stuff, and I think the torpor, I think called the tortito. Let's look that up again. The tortilla must be a rat or something, or a Tom and Jerry looking type of mother scooter. Let's spell that correctly. Oh, the reptile. I forgot about the reptiles. It say these shall be unclean unto you among the creepy things that crawl upon the earth. So you shouldn't eat a weasel, that's unclean. You shouldn't eat a mouse or rat or mice. Rat, mice, or mouse. You shouldn't eat that, that's unclean. Like again, I said, you shouldn't eat a weasel, them little red, dark red looking creepy things. You shouldn't eat that, that's unclean, that's considered unclean. And the mouse, mice, and rats, rats, mice, and mouse, you shouldn't eat as unclean. Little rat, big rat, or whatever. The New York type of rat, you shouldn't eat that as your meal. And you shouldn't eat a damn tortilla after his kind. That means a reptile. You shouldn't eat any type of reptilians. Any type of reptilians, and all that stuff. That's creepy things that crawling around. They consider unclean to eat. Let's go to verse 30 in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 30. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 30. And the Pharisees. Let's go to Pharisees. That means, that's a small speech. Hold on. That's a wild animal too. A species. A ferret. A ferret is another creepy animal. You shouldn't eat that. That's unclean. And the chimya. I think that's what that means. The chimya. Let's see. Okay, hold on. That's better for me. The chimya is another reptile, green little reptile, like a lizard and a reptile and stuff. I think the lizard's small and the reptile kind of bigger. So you shouldn't eat a chimya. You shouldn't eat a reptile. That's what the chimya means, a reptile. You shouldn't eat that. That's unclean. And the lizard, you shouldn't eat a lizard. I just said lizard. Yeah, you consider a lizard and a reptile. You shouldn't eat a reptile nor a lizard. Shouldn't eat a lizard either. Okay, the scriptures see how it is giving my answers right away. And the snail, you shouldn't eat a snail. You shouldn't eat a damn snail. Them little gray little things be all on your damn plate, just sitting there, just looking at you and crazy. And the mold. You shouldn't eat a mold. Let me see that picture. Hold on for a minute. Let me see that damn picture. You shouldn't eat a mole. Oh, them little things. I seen them things before. You shouldn't eat a mole either. They consider unclean. Let's go to verse 31. These unclean to you amongst all that creep. Yeah, I just explained that. All of them unclean. You shouldn't eat that at all. And it don't make sense to eat them anyway. Whatsoever do touch them when they be dead shall be unclean to the even. That means you touch them while they dead. You should clean yourself up and wipe your hand and take a shower and stuff. That's in verse 30, verse 30 and 31. Let's go to verse 32. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, though fall, it shall be unclean, whether it's in a vessel of wood, or rimming, or skin, or sack, whatsoever vessel it be where any work is done, it must be put into water, and it should be unclean unto the even, so it should be cleaning. So you, let's see. Vessel of wood, vessel of the raiment skin, hold on, vessel of wood. Let me look that up right there. Vessel of wood. me see. That's an animal or insect. Oh, you're talking about in the woods. If you see any kind of little anything suspicious like vessel of wood, skin or sack, like it's a skin or something like that. It's a skin or a sack like that. Oh, it's on the bark of the tree. It's like a rig of wicked and a shell of nuts and stuff like that. It says it should be within. Oh, okay. You gotta wash it out. Okay. It must be put into the water. It should be unclean until the evening, so it should be clean. So if you eat like anything like pecans and coconuts, and stuff like that, it's unclean until you clean it out with water. Then it should be cleaning. So right now, if it's on the tree, it's unclean. You got to clean it out for yourself. So you're talking about pecans and pecans and coconuts and stuff like that. Let's go to verse 33 in Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 33. In every planted vessel what into any of these fallen, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and you shall break it. That means peel it off and stuff like that. Verse 34, and all meats which may be eaten on, or talking about the meats now, of all meats which may be eaten, that which such water coming should be unclean, and all drinker that be drunken, and every vessel should be unclean. Let's go to verse 35. They're talking about meats and stuff. Let's see what they're talking about. Verse 35. We read verse 34. Let's go to verse 35. And everything was whereupon any part of their carcass fallen should be unclean, whether it be in the part falling coming in the oven. Hold on. Let's see. And everything that any part of the cardinal shall fall and be unclean, whether it be oven, race apart, they should be broken down, and unclean shall be unclean unto you. That means if it ain't clean and stuff like that, it should be clean and stuff like that. Broken down for where that clean should be unclean and stuff like that. So I'm gonna continue reading that. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let's get back to we'll be back in a second.